September market report is out, and what are we seeing for September 2024? Now, when we talk about September 2024, we are um, comparing it to September of 2023. So the sales for September 2024 were up by 8.5%. So the Greater Toronto, so the 416, so the way they do it is they break up 416 and then 905, okay? And of course, 416 had 1808 sales and 905 had 3188. And so what are we seeing for average prices in that case? So the average home price, and I have a note here, so just forgive me if I'm looking because I want to make sure I'm giving you the right number. So average home price was $1,711,07291. So that represents a slight decrease by 1.1% from 118,215 from September of 2023. And so the city of Toronto, which is 416, the average price was 1,113,671, and the 905 was 1,090,749. Now, let's break it down a little bit. Although I'm not breaking it down a whole hell of a lot, I'm just going to give you a little bit of pricing based on home type so that you understand the numbers. So with detached, the total sales for detached was $23.54. That was sold, and the average price was $1.423056. The 416 came in at $1,685,755. And the 905 came in at 1,333,394. Now, all of the 905 is lumped together, so remember that. Semi-detached homes. The total sales had 446 semi-detached was sold. Average price 1,090,749. The 416 was 1,299,324, and the 905 was 949,609. Now, townhouse sales, they had 840 sales, with the average price being $904, $904,200. And 416 came in at 978,343, and 905 came in at 887,023. So new listings were up by 10%. So we had 18,089 new listings compared to 16,377 in 2023. So that's up a fair bit. Active listings, we still have a lot of active listings, 25,612 compared to 18,906. So that's 35.5% more active listings. Now, average property days on the market, which is really kind of the total of how many days the property is sitting on the market before it sells. And this is a really, really important number to understand. It tells you a lot, but technically in 2024, like you didn't already know, property days on the market's been a lot longer. It's averaging about 43 days. Now, when I compare, which I was a little shocked, when I looked at like Caledon and I looked at, Mississauga and I looked at Brampton, Caledon was at 60 days, while Mississauga and Brampton were on the 45, 46 day mark, which is in line with the average days. However, I was kind of surprised to see Caledon at 60. Market conditions. So obviously we know the market is favoring buyers. While some think it's a balanced market, sellers are still holding out for their price, hoping that they can still keep their pricing where they want it to be. Now, let's talk about regional breakdowns a bit. So Durham region had 674 sales in total, the average price being $894,499. Now, the region of Peel, which is, again, like I said, Brampton, Mississauga, and Caledon, 907 sales, and the average price was $1,058,346. York region had 875 homes sales, And their average is 1263790. In Halton region, 537 sales, 1255112. Now, Toronto had 1808 homes, and the average was 1113671. Now, remember, Toronto has a lot of condos. That's why you might be seeing the number a little diluted. What are we seeing? Economic impact. We all know where we stand. Interest rates, even though they've started to come down, they're still a bit high. And the cost of borrowing has been a bit high. So people are still sitting on the sidelines waiting to see. We see a little bit of ebbs and flows. People buy and then they start to look and then they stop. And but interest rates, from what I understand, they're going to continue to fall based on all of the other things affecting it. So hopefully they'll continue to fall, and more people will be able to more and more people will be able to get into the home and into the housing market and buy a home. Now, the condo market, on the other hand, we all know what's happening with the condo market. It's been a little sticky, and the condo sales had a total of 864 condos sold. The average price coming in at about $682,543. Now, the 416 had a 707,917 average price, while the 905 had 633,606 average price. Condo prices year over year have been declining, and however, I don't think this would be a forever thing. However, in conclusion, what do I notice? While we see moderate price decreases, especially in certain areas, moderate price decreases, like the detached homes only had 1.1% price decrease, while semis were at 0.4%. So the semis were affected the least. Townhomes had a whopping 4% decrease. And drum roll, please, for the condos. Actually, believe it or not, condos had a 3.6% decrease, which is actually a little less than the townhomes. So, what are your thoughts? Do you have questions for your specific area? Let me know. I'm happy to break it down further for you.